హలో అండి, అందరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు? నేను బాగున్నాను, మీరు అందరు బాగున్నారని అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఈరోజు టాపిక్ వెళ్ళే ముందు మీకు చిన్న మాట చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇంకా కొద్ది గంటల లోపల కొత్త సంవత్సరం ప్రారంభమవుతుంది. అందరూ సంతోషంగా ఆనందంగా ఉండాలని ఆ భగవంతుని ప్రార్థిస్తున్నాను. అందరూ హ్యాపీ లైఫ్లో ఉండాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. ముందుగా మీ అందరికీ నూతన సంవత్సర శుభాకాంక్షలు. హ్యాపీ న్యూ ఇయర్. ఇప్పుడు స్టోరీలోకి వెళ్దాము. Aging's escape velocity. For more than a century, we have managed to add an average of 0.3 years to our life expectancy every year. But what would happen if we had the technology to add a year of life expectancy every year? In theory, we would achieve biological immortality, having reached aging's escape velocity. Research with an eye to the future, such as Ray Kurzweil and Aubrey de Grey, claim that we will reach this escape velocity in a matter of decades. Other scientists are less optimistic, predicting that we will reach a limit, a maximum age we won't be able to surpass. No matter how much technology we have. For example, some biologists assert that our cells stop regenerating after about 120 years. Active mind, youthful body. There is much wisdom is the classic saying, means sana in corpore sano. A sound mind in a sound body. It reminds us that both mind and body are important, and that the health of one is connected to that of the other. It has been shown that maintaining an active, adaptable mind is one of the key factors in staying young. Having a youthful mind also drives you towards a healthy lifestyle that will slow the aging process. Just as a lack of physical exercise has negative effects on our bodies and mind, a lack of mental exercise is bad for us because it causes our neurons and neural connections to deteriorate, and as a result reduce our ability to react to our surroundings. This is why it's so important to give your brain a workout. One pioneer is advocating for mental exercise is the Israel neuroscientist Shlomo Brzezinski, who argues that the brain needs a lot of stimulations in order to stay in shape. As he started in an interview with Eduardo Punset for the Spanish television programs rates. There is a tension between what is good for someone and what they want to do. This is because people, especially older people, like to do things as they have always done them. The problem is that when the brain develops ingrained habits, it doesn't need to think anymore. Things get done quickly and effectively on automatic pilot. Often is a very advantageous way. This creates a tendency to stick to routines. And the only way of breaking this is to comfort the brain with new information. Presented with new information, the brain creates new connections and is revitalized. This is why it is so important to expose yourself to change. Even it's stepping outside your comfort zone means feeling a bit of an anxiety. The effects too of mental training have been scientifically demonstrated. According to Collins, Hemingway and Shlomo Brizentis in their book Maximum Brain Power, Challenging the Brain of Health and Wisdom. Mental training is beneficial on many levels. You begin exercising your brain by doing a certain task for the first time. Everest. And at first it seemed very difficult. But as you learn how to do it, the training is already working. The second time, you realize that is not harder to do because you're getting better at it. This has a fantastic effect on a person's mood. In hand of itself, it is transformation that affects not only the result obtained but also his or her self-image. This description of a mental workout might sound a bit formal by simply interacting with others. Playing a game, for example, offers new stimuli and helps prevent the depression that can come with solitude. Our neurons starts to age while we are still in our 20s. This process is slowed, however, by intellectual activity, curiosity, and a desire to learn. Dealing with new situations, learning something new every day, playing games and interacting with other people seem to be essential anti-aging strategies for the mind. Furthermore, a more positive outlook in this regard will yield greater mental benefits. Stress accused of killing longevity. Many people seem older than they are. Research into the causes of premature aging has shown that stress has a lot to do with it, because the body wears down much faster during periods of crisis. The American Institute of Stress investigated this degenerative process and concluded the most health problems are caused by stress. Researchers at the Heidelberg University Hospital conduct a study in which they subject a young doctor to a job interview, which they made even more stressful by forcing him to solve complex math problems for 30 minutes. Afterward, they took a blood sample. What they discovered was that his antibodies had reacted to stress the same way they react to pathogens, activating the proteins that trigger an immune response. The problem it is that this response not only neutralizes harmful agents, it also damages healthy cells, leading them to age prematurely. The University of California conducted a similar study, taking data and samples from 39 women who had high level of stress due to the illness of one of their children and comparing them to samples from women with healthy children and low levels of stress. They found that stress promotes cellular aging by weakening cell structures known as telomeres, which affect cellular regeneration and how our cells age. As the study revealed, the greater the stress, the greater the degerative effects on cells. How does the stress work? These days, people live a frenetic pace and in a nearly constant state of competition. At this fever pitch stress in a natural response to the information being received by the body as potentially dangerous or problematic. Theoretically, this is a useful reaction as it helps us survive in hostile surroundings. Over the course of our evolution, we have used this response to deal with difficult situations and to flee from predators. The alarm that goes off in our head makes our neurons active. The pituitary gland, which produce hormones that release corticotropin, which in turn circulates through the body via the sympathetic nervous system. The adrenal gland is then triggered to release adrenal and cortisol. Adrenaline raises our respiratory rate and pulse and prepares our muscles for action, getting the body ready to react to perceived danger. While cortisol increases this release of dopamine and blood glucose, which is that get us charged up and allows us to face challenging. These processes are in moderation beneficial. They help us overcome challenges in our daily lives. Nonetheless, the stress to which human beings are subject today is clearly harmful. Stress has a degenerative affects our time. A sustained state of emergency affects the neurons associated with memory, as well as inhibiting the release of certain hormones, the absence of which can cause depression. Its secondary effects include irritability, insomnia, anxiety, and high blood pressure. As such, though challenges are good for keeping mind and body active, we should adjust our high stress lifestyles in order to avoid the premature aging of our bodies. Thank you. ఇందులో ఏమైనా మంచి టాపిక్ మీరు తీసుకుంటారని నేను చెప్తాను.